What's up, everybody? We're here with Claude Zdanow, the CEO of ONAR Holding Corporation. We're here at the Martinez Hotel at Cannes. Day 4, getting the final stretches in. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me here.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. What are you guys up to here at Cannes? What do you guys do?
Cool. Yeah. ONAR is a publicly traded new agency network.
Beautiful.
So we own 2 different agencies, but we're in the process of buying other agencies.
Nice.
Predominantly in paid digital marketing, right?
Okay.
And predominantly for all us agency people within walled gardens. So Meta, Google, Facebook, but anyone that runs an ad channel anywhere in the world, but that's on a platform like even JP Morgan has one now, Snapchat, right? Any of these kind of inherent ad platforms.
Yep.
We specifically focus on doing it for middle market companies, right? So with more and more ad platforms coming into the market every single day, now we have middle market companies do not have a great agency partner or solution that can kind of bring that all together for them. So we're doing that in both healthcare and e-commerce. Those are kind of 2 agencies we own today.
So are those 2 verticals based on the acquisitions? Or,
yeah. So I joined the company. It primarily was our e-commerce business. We added healthcare, and then we're also making acquisitions deeper into both those verticals right now.
So tell me a little bit about the profile of the agencies you guys are looking for.
Yeah, so specifically, we're looking for highly specialized tech-enabled agencies. So everyone's talking about AI here at this conference and what they're doing. Obviously, we're using AI, and we have some interesting proprietary tech that helps us really give enterprise solutions to kind of the middle market clients we work with, or growth brands, we like to say. But the agencies that we're looking to buy, we want agencies that are really highly specialized and on the smaller scale, so kind of $1 to $4 million in EBITDA, and that are really doing one thing really, really well. And again, ideally have something that's helping them, or they're using AI in a way to deliver kind of better performance. Because everything we do is about generating revenue for our customers.
So you're more focused on the direct response side or performance side of the ecosystem? So our model's a little bit different. We don't charge on a CPA basis. We don't charge a percentage of ad spend. Our big differentiator is we're more like a SaaS platform, right? So we charge per platform we manage.
Okay.
So basically a software fee per, like if you're running Google, Facebook, and Snapchat or TikTok, that's a special scope. And then there's some type of variable cost.
No.
It's just platform.
Unlimited creative, unlimited ad spend, right? And basically we have a fixed startup fee for the initial kind of platform, the first one we're working with. And then we have an incremental fee for every additional platform you add. And we advertise on currently 22 different platforms. No programmatic. Again, this is middle market, so really focused on hands-on keyboard. But our big differentiator is our technology and the way we're able to bring data together. If you're a CEO of a middle market company, you have the ability to basically have a trusted partner that can manage all those platforms for you and give you one kind of dashboard review, one simple place for a fixed fee that doesn't increase when you spend more ad spend, right? So we're totally aligned with your success, which was a big differentiator for us.
Yeah, that's a huge differentiator. So how did you come up with that model? Was it through the acquisitions on the agencies that they were already running those, or was that a philosophy that you had as a holdco before you just decided to go out and start bringing partners in?
Combination of the 2. We made an acquisition of a business that was kind of on the beginning stages of this model, and I previously ran an agency group that was completely different, full service. We made a bunch of acquisitions. It was all chasing the Fortune 1000, and when I got brought in to be CEO, I really wanted to do something different that really went after what I think is kind of an underserviced area of the market, which is these kind of growth brands in the middle market, right? And if you look at the overall size of digital marketing, you're talking about $600 billion just in North America alone. The big holdcos don't even make up a fifth of that, right? And so really nobody was kind of focusing on this maybe unsexy area of building a solution that would address this for all these customers and clients, right? And so I just saw the opportunity to kind of turn the model on its head a little bit and build and kind of bring SaaS and agency together with technology to deliver something that really was aligned with the incentives of these kind of more growth stage companies.
So when you say middle market, you're not necessarily talking about some type of a legacy model like rolling up auto body shops or something that's kind of like a traditionally unsexy vertical that you're kind of helping bring digital transformation to. It's more you would consider like challenger brand, direct to consumer, like growth stage,
so not like
CPG.
Some people
like
are chasing kind of the SMEs like that, like, hey, I want to build the best plumbing marketing platform, right?
Or like Service King, like just rolling up auto body shops, giving them one standard brand, one standard campaign, one standard CMS.
Exactly. So we're not doing that. But our focus is really on that kind of growth brand, challenger brand. Really most of our clients are kind of doing on the low end, they're spending $10,000 a month on ads. On the high end, obviously hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on end by month. But really what that means is their business size is kind of in that $25 to $1 billion kind of revenue range. And that's really the specific focus. And we're really focused in delivering this service in verticals that we think are not going away, right? We think healthcare and pharma is not going away.
And
we
it's
obviously
only
know
growing with
e-commerce.
the aging population and the baby boomers coming into those years where they need those types of services. And AI, I interviewed the chief digital officer of Sanofi here this week, and he's talking about how AI is going to really empower patient outcomes, from helping with diagnosis, keeping people on medications and regimens, like all sorts of really interesting things. It seems like technology is definitely making healthcare more sexy, more appealing, and also probably going to solve a lot of things around the regulation piece as well.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I think if you look at both categories we operate, healthcare, you just hit spot on. There is a huge amount of development of new companies and growing companies around that anti-aging, around that living longer, right? Around all those sectors.
That's a whole different thing, right? Like that's like opt-in, healthcare, like being able to like do blood work and kind of manage your own life cycle. And then you've got like age extension and people doing NAD and peptides and stem cells, weight loss. Yeah, I work with a group called Jumpstart MD in California. They're weight loss for females and perimenopausal treatment. They've got 25 locations around California right now. They're growing like gangbusters.
Yeah. So. And that's exactly it, right? We're in these two areas that we know aren't going away, right? People are always going to be buying stuff online in the digital ecosystem for the foreseeable future, and people are obviously going to be in the healthcare sector for forever, right? That's always a big part of it. And so really, we're just trying to build solutions and kind of deliver agencies that really service both those areas, with a focus again on performance in our mind, which is generating revenue for the customers, right? And for those businesses that we work with, not necessarily on a performance basis like we talked about, right? We're more of a SaaS model from that perspective.
Got it. So a lot of agency founders tune into my show. A lot of times, independent agency owners, it's all about the deal, it's about the group, it's about the culture. So what is your philosophy in your approach with founders? Are you looking to help founders kind of take chips off the table permanently and have a true exit? Do you want to bring them into a team where they can be basically take a couple bites of the apple and potentially stick around long term? Like, what is your approach to the founder and their primary motivation, which is, the exit
taking
and
some chips off the table,
how to figure out the deal? So I think that's an important thing that a lot of agency founders don't know, going into it when they start to talk to a whole co.
Yeah, look, I think we have a very unique set of how we're set up, right? Yep. We are publicly traded.
Yeah, that's a differentiator.
Right? So we're like a growing venture kind of publicly traded company, right? Yep. So there's a lot of appreciation potential if we do this right and if we grow and really can get this to scale like we're already doing. And so from that perspective, whether they're moving on from their business or whether they're staying because it makes sense for them to stay in the business, there's always going to be that second bite of the apple because they're going to get public company stock as a portion of the transaction. Right. And how much is obviously a conversation. But in a lot of ways, if we do this right, they could be getting multiple turns more.
And they're liquid, basically once their cool off is done.
Exactly right. So that's a big reason why we're a public company, where we think the fact that we're audited, the fact that we have the credibility of that, the fact that we have a currency that's not a stagnant public company stock, no offense to some of the bigger holding companies out there, but one that really has a lot of opportunity
really
to grow.
The dial too much.
Exactly. There's a lot of interest for that for founders. And I think in terms of, and a lot of times we're making acquisitions acquisitions and the founders are moving on, and maybe they're still staying in board from like a referral basis or from an advisory basis, we're cool with that.
Yeah.
And in certain scenarios, like, we have a deal that we announced we haven't closed yet, but we announced under LOI where one of the founders is staying on and two is moving, right? And so we're really
flexible for the founders' motivation.
Yeah, look, we're also not a PE firm, even though we have kind of big capital providers, right? So we also have a lot more flexibility around, while we have no client concentration and we're really focused on kind of building this model so we have as much enterprise value as possible, we can get creative in ways that I think a lot of other acquirers can't, right? Yeah. And that includes letting them take some chips off the table day one, but also kind of structuring other things intelligently to kind of help them get that second bite of the apple, maybe in multiple ways.
That's awesome. And on the public markets, are you guys, what exchange are you on?
So we're currently traded on OTCQB. Okay. We just completed a reverse merger to get public from being a private company. Not a SPAC, just a pure reverse merger. Okay. Our goal is to be on NASDAQ by next year.
Cool.
So that's kind of our roadmap, and we have some acquisitions and things to get done. And that's it, right? And then we're going to kind of keep seeing where we go and how big we can make this thing be.
Let's go. So if there's a brand who is really intrigued by this no percentage of spend model, or if there is an agency founder who wants to learn more, where should they learn more about the company, or where can they connect with you directly?
They should go to ONAR.com. That's ONAR.com. That's honor, right? And that's it. That's our website. It's got everything there. It'll show you our 2 subsidiary agencies. You can contact us there and get involved.
Beautiful. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Cheers.